I'm going to be dropping here some serious alpha. And what's going to be really, really important about this call is, guys, most of us, I'd assume, have made some money over the last couple of weeks in this bull market, but you need to know what I'm about to tell you in this video. Otherwise, there's going to be a high chance that if you're still holding your bags, you might be about to give back all the profits you've made. Now, that's something that we don't want to see. We do want to see everyone making some money. So, guys, before I do start, make sure that you smash that like button. The more of you that like this live stream, the more information I'm going to give. And not only that, make sure you are subscribed. Heading into the Bitcoin halving cycle, I am going to be dropping a lot of alpha on this channel. If you hit the alarm bell to make sure that you are subscribed and you're notified when I go live, you're not going to miss a beat. We want you to try and make as much money as you can in this upcoming bull market. Now, before we start, I just do want to make it very clear that nothing that I'm going to give you here is financial advice. Everything is here just for educational purposes only. Never trade with more money than you can afford to lose. And if you're not happy with that disclaimer, then this video is not for you, please leave, right? Now, let's get stuck into the juice. So if you've been trading crypto, you know right now that Bitcoin has been absolutely bleeding off. We have seen quite a large dump over the last couple of days. And we're going to get into why that happened. Just to take note as well that when Bitcoin dumps, we do also see a lot of the altcoins tend to take quite a dump with it. You see that Bitcoin's down a couple of percent today, and some altcoins are down as much as 8% today. So if you're seeing Bitcoin coming down, there's a high chance that alts may also come down with it. But let's find out why. I'm going to spill the beans on what's going on. So if you're not already a member on Empire, highly suggest that you jump into Empire crypto trading. In here, we do drop a whole bunch of alpha, but there was something that really caught my attention last night. And essentially what I was looking at was well, here we go. What I was looking at was this. This is a post here from Alan B. Watts on Twitter. And essentially what he has shared with us is that Grayscale right now are dumping 10,000 to 25,000 Bitcoin each day. Now, some of you are probably going to be asking, why? Why is this happening? Why they launched an ETF? I thought they're meant to be buying. That's what a lot of people are thinking. Let's get into the details why. So, first off, prior to the ETF being launched, we had what was called the GBTC fund. And institutional investors and other investors alike didn't want to trade on an exchange. They essentially were able to buy a section or a piece of that GBTC fund. Now, the problem with that GBTC fund was the fees were high. But at the time, it was the only way that these people could get exposure to Bitcoin without basically trading on an exchange, because we know that institutional investors, if I was handling trillions of dollars or even billions of dollars worth of people's money, seeing all the crypto exchanges go down throughout the years, I wouldn't want to have other people's money that I'm trading on the exchange. They'd probably want to find a more safer option. So they were using that GBTC fund. Problem with this is GBTC fund had a 1.5% fee, which was extremely expensive. Now, what's happened now is the ETF are launched, and that is allowing people to basically still get exposure to the Bitcoin, from an institutional standpoint. However, from that though, some of them are only charging a management fee of 0.2%. So did ask, if I'm trading Bitcoin, right, and I'm an institutional investor, or I'm an investor that doesn't want an exchange account, I want to get exposure to Bitcoin the traditional way, then you're either going to pick a fund that has 1.5% management fee, or you're going to go to the one for 0.2. And it's almost like idiot proof that you're going to go for the 0.2 fee. So guys, make sure you will do watch this video to the end, because I'm going to be going through a lot of content here. So people are going to be selling up what was already in the GBTC fund and then moving into the 0.2% fund. That's just common sense. Now, what's really important about this, right, is when you're trading in and out of these funds, or in and out of these ETFs, they have what's called a T+2 delay for the settlement. So let's say I go and buy a position today. It won't settle until 2 days later. Okay, so what we're essentially seeing, and I'm going to open up a tab here from BitMEX Research. What we are starting to see is, as the ETF launched, people are starting to sell that GBTC fund. And whether it be they're going into an ETF or not, we're not 100% sure yet. But they are selling up that GBTC fund. And we can see that here. You can see day 7, a massive record $640 million outflow. I'm just going to drag my picture down a little bit there. And what we can see that is, over the last couple of days, we have had a total inflow of net 540, but now we're seeing a massive outflow of 640 million. So imagine this. You have all the all the people all the companies that are offering these Bitcoin ETFs basically trying to sell our asset to investors, right? But at the same time, as money is coming in, as they're making sales, money is coming in, there is the people who are in the GBTC fund selling all of their funds, right? Because they want to move to that to the ETF. Now think of it like this: day one launches, people are cashing out GBTC. It's going to take a couple of days before that settles. So obviously in a couple of days' time, you're going to see the market react to that settlement. At the same time, buying pressure slowly coming in from these ETFs, right? So it's like a tug of war. It's like you have people selling on one side, the GBTC, and you have new fresh money coming in on the other side. But right now, the outflows are much, much higher than what's coming in. Now, eventually, these outflows will start to come to an end. We're going to show you that in a second. But at the same time, there might also be an opportunity soon where the inflows match the outflows at a certain time, and that might stabilize the market. We're going to get into price targets and things like that in a second, but we need to understand how that works. So for each dollar that comes in right now, there's more than like $1.5 or something like that that's coming out, right? And that's a problem. When we get to a point where it's one in, one out, then the market may see some stabilization. But essentially what we want to see in the long term is less coming out and a lot more coming in. That's going to be the more bullish case for Bitcoin. So let's take a look at this and let's get into a little bit more details regarding this. So this is a platform called Arkham Intelligence. Just give it a second to load up. And from this website, I'm going to share this in the comments below. This allows us to see how much Bitcoin is about to be dumped. So just give me 1 second while this loads. It seems like my internet connection is not 100% here while I'm live streaming. Guys, this is a great opportunity while this loads to go ahead and make sure you are subscribed to our channel, and also smash that like button, share this video with your friends. And basically, guys, if you are into crypto and you do want to get these kinds of updates, make sure to check out Empire Crypto Trading. The link is on my channel. So having a look here, this is the CoinGlass website, and we can see here it's showing us some on-chain data. We can see this is how much Grayscale investments currently hold of Bitcoin. You can see that it went from a peak of 620,000 Bitcoin, and that was on the 16th of Jan. Notably, that was when we started, that was around the time we started to get the ETF approval. What happened after that? Bang, next day, we saw some outflows, 592 down to 581. And now we're now all the way down here at the 23rd of Jan, and you can see that the total holdings are 552. So there is still a shitload of holdings left to come out. They may not all come out, but potentially there could be a large percentage that still does. It could still be a lot more selling pressure coming to the markets over the next couple of weeks. Heading over back to that Arkham Intelligence website, which is failing to load. Oh, no, we're good. We're on. You can see down here where it's got the transactions in the bottom right-hand side. You can see that what we are seeing is you'll be able to track the transactions here. If you click on outflow, you can see basically that these are all the Bitcoin that Grayscale are sending to Coinbase where they're dumping their Bitcoin. And you can see 19 hours ago, bang, Coinbase, right? You can see 965 Bitcoin got sent there, 116 Bitcoin got sent to Coinbase. And this is where they're sending it to sell it. We know that if they're holding it in the private account, that they're probably going to be holding it. But if it's going to an exchange, why do you send to an exchange? Well, most of the time it's to sell. So we can basically use this data and see when the US market opens here in Melbourne, probably about 12 o'clock, 11:30 p.m. Melbourne time. We start to see more transactions coming through here. That's basically an early indicator to say, hey guys, be careful. Some more selling pressure may be starting to come because Grayscale are offloading more Bitcoin. Okay, so keeping your eyes on that. Now, let's go back to the price targets. And from what we can see, we're still dumping right now while we're on this call. Some of my alerts going off. Fantastic. Let's have a look at where we could go. So knowing the fact that out of that whole 620,000 Bitcoin that was up for sale, that only 100,000 has sold, and this is the amount of dump that we've already gotten, we need to look at where our price targets could be. Now, guys, once again, I'm not telling you to buy, I'm not telling you to sell. This is not financial advice, so make sure you're doing your own research before you're executing any trades. Make sure that you're only spending money that you can afford to lose, guys. Cryptocurrencies are a volatile market. Having a look here at this chart, what we can see is that we have a very decent support level, and that's sitting around the $38,000 mark. However, we also have a large support down here at the 30,800 mark. Now, this support here looks quite stronger than the one that we are approaching at 38,000. It wouldn't surprise me if we do head down to that level, but we first have to get down to 38,000 before and basically evaluate what happens there before we head back down. Now, in a bullish scenario, if somehow the market flips and we somehow get some good news overnight, it's crypto, you never know, then if we get back above this red line here, and we start to enter a trending market, that's when we could see an opportunity for some altcoins to run. However, from what I'm seeing as of data that's right now, looks more like we're probably going to touch this level here first at around $38,000. But like I said, guys, make sure you're doing your own research. However, in a trending market, and you're getting like a sideways consolidation, that would give alt a good chance to flourish. However, as we're breaking that support now, we've fallen below it. We may get one more retest. If we do reject, if we get the retest, that is even, and we do come back down, then I'm personally going to be holding off on alts for some time. So keeping our eyes on the market over the next couple of days. And guys, if you have found this video interesting, please smash the thumbs up button, give us a like, make sure you subscribe, and we've still got some more stuff to show you. But I just want to also say this is a kind of a sneak peek of the content that I go through on a Monday fundamentals call in Empire. So if you haven't yet jumped into Empire, make sure you check it out. The link will be in this description, but it's not there yet. It'll be on our channel. It's basically like Facebook, but for crypto traders, as you can see here. It's like live calls, trading education, if you're new. It's all in there. Make sure to check out Empire. Heading back to this chart, one thing that I did want to point out is the RSI. Now, from what we can see, in a bull run, there's a high chance that the RSI can retrace to the 50. And if we go back and have a look at previous data, it has happened. Now, we're looking here where we are now. We have actually broken that 50 level of RSI. It's going to drop a line in there, showing us that it's now acting as a potential resistance. When I say resistance, you can see that price broke through there, came back up, retested it, and now is heading back down to the oversold levels. Personally, I am using this as an opportunity. One, we have the weekly level. You can see the weekly level, it previously bounced off the 50. We could also get another bounce there, waiting to see what happens. Could it be a 38K? Could it be 31K? We'll have to wait and see. Each target, we have to reevaluate, see what confirmations we have. If you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to confirmations, make sure you jump into the Empire Education, show you what to look for. Confirmations that I look for are bullish confirmations on levels of support, like bullish engulfings, trend lines, divergences, things like that. And that's if you're a trader and you know what those things are. So I will give more updates, so make sure that you are subscribed because I'm going to be covering this quite a lot. Now, as you can see, we did have a large bearish divergence on the weekly, indicating some selling pressures coming. We do still have a lot of the GBTC fund to be emptied before we continue. So just keeping our eyes on this. Let's reevaluate when we get to this center level, the 50 level of the RSI on the weekly, and then we can see what's going on from there. So guys, be careful with your trading at the moment. Don't go foaming into longs. For me, I'm looking to personally, I'm not telling you guys to do this, but what I'm personally looking to do is to set some buy orders as it comes down, because I like to try and dollar cost average into good positions. I don't want to buy the top, but I'm not one of those kind of guys that likes to buy a whole stack at one price. I'd rather kind of stagger my entries in. So if it does go lower, works out in my favor. I'm not telling you guys to do that once again, but work out what your strategy is going to be. Just don't be too excited right now. Don't be caught up in the hype. Oh, it's going to bounce. It's going to bounce. Just don't be thinking that. Make sure you're reading what's happening on chain, understanding this data like I've just showed you in this call, because whilst a lot of people may be out there saying it's going to go one direction, and whilst TA might be saying it's coming one direction, remember that there's still a lot of money in this Grayscale fund that could be dumped. So we could still see some pressure. Now, I personally think that this dump could last another week or so, or it may be another week from today. Let's hope that it doesn't. Personally, I do want to eventually see the price go up. We're going to have to wait and see, like I said at the start of the call, if the tug of war, if the inflows start to get greater than the outflows and start to absorb that selling pressure, then we could start to see the market stop dumping, hopefully. But that's what we're basically waiting to see at the moment. That's like the key fundamental of what's happening in the market at the moment. So guys, thank you for jumping on. I hope you all enjoyed this call. Hope you all took something from it. Feel free to drop a comment in the chat below, and I hope to see you all in Empire. Bye for now. I hope you all have a great day. See ya.